doing what they do as well as they can.
Exactly. I believe Mike could probably say the same thing. I can remember him getting mad at Josh Heupel for trying to tell him what coverage they were in. He said, "I don't care what coverage they were in." He didn't want them sitting there paying attention to that. Pay attention to what your reads are and your progression, and execute what we do.
Well, knowing what he's going to do, is it more difficult to stop than another team who you know what they're going to do? I mean, are there more points of attack in his offense, even though you know what's coming?
Oh yeah, you look at all the the skill players that are out there, and you got a guy that's just great delivering the ball and understanding. But his quarterbacks have all been that way, that they have a great understanding of where their people are, and they go through their reads fairly quick, to get the ball to the open guy.
What would you say the key would be to stopping their offense, or at least to containing it?
Oh, there's a lot of keys to it. I think being really good against their run game, is more of a factor than is ever given credit for. And along with their run game go all the screens. They have there's a lot of production there that's at the line of scrimmage or in back of the line of scrimmage. And then, when he is going downfield, you've got to be able to contain him, get to the quarterback. You've got to get sacks, pressure, hopefully force him to, whether you get a sack or you force him to let go of the ball before he wants to. And you got to be covering people to do that.
Does that explain largely why you guys have had success for the most part against them?
Oh, we haven't. But, I mean, overall we've probably, defended them maybe a little bit better than most people. So, and all of that are factors, but you have to do it every time, so.
Does that go back to athletes and execution?
Yeah, it goes, no question. Again, I don't like it. It isn't like we got a bunch of tricks that Mike hadn't seen. It gets down to the same thing. You got to line up, and you got to be able to execute and tackle in space, get pressure, cover people, all of that.
Our team to pass rush, I think, is a good area so quick.
Well, a lot of it's they do an excellent job protecting, but also they have some quick reads that if you are blitzing, they'll go to this or they'll go to that, and to get the ball out of his hand, in certain situations. So just having blitzing them every down doesn't always. Sometimes you're setting yourself up, so you have to pick and choose when you do.
Does this bye week allow you to work a little bit on Oklahoma State as well?
It does, but I don't know that I feel comfortable. And in fact, I don't feel comfortable doing that. We're just spending our time on Tech and getting ready for that, and then we'll do our best after that to zero in on Oklahoma State. So it's we just feel it's the best way to do it. With that game coming here and just the way it sets up, we feel it's the right thing to do.
Do you feel his defense is better this year than last?
Yes, they're playing really well. Their defense has been very solid.
Have you talked to him since Saturday? I mean, would you guys talk to one another before this game is played?
No, I'll see him out there with his coffee there before the game. We'll talk, but I did speak with him after the Texas game, and just just happy for him, and so we talked for a while once now and then.
Your alma mater had a big win Saturday.
Yeah, I was happy for Iowa as much as anything. Of course, I understand what the ramifications are in the whole big picture, but more than anything, they've struggled a little bit, and to have a big win like that and storm the field. And Kirk Ferentz, I believe, is an excellent coach, wonderful guy, and just happy for him and really all the Iowa fans and my former buddies, everybody back there. It's exciting for them.
Bob, in your current offense, do you care what kind of coverage the other team's in?
Oh, to some degree, yeah.
So that's his theory is a little unique in that among most football teams.
Mm-hmm.
Unique in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
You guys continue to look for personnel answers on kickoff coverage?
We've used about every one we can, so we're just going to try and keep getting better the guys that we got. So.
Have you ever thought about just squibbing it every time?
Yeah, we squibbed it the other day, and I don't mean the one at the half, we were just burning the clock, but, you know, we'll do it some, but you squib it all the time. They pick it up, they catch it on the 20, they still got the ball at the 35 or 40, and so.
Wouldn't you take that the most, most times? I mean,
Well,
in the current climate.
It depends. The other day, what were we up? What was the score when they ran it back?
I think we got made it 28-14.
No.
Like we were up.
No, I think we're up 35 or 42. So you figure we'd still keep working on it, see if we can't get better and tackle somebody like we did the other 9 times, you know, or 8 times. And so.
Bob, you mentioned several times about having to shut it down in the fourth quarter. I'm just curious, is it frustrating for you that you can't go out and continue to run your offense because people will criticize you? I mean,
Yeah, it is to a degree, and I'm not. No one's complaining here, but you know, because it alters everything. So offensively now, you're just sitting there trying to burn the clock. You're punting more than you would if you were just executing, and you got your backups in there. So then they're punting more than they would if we had our ones in there, which changes defensive statistics in points because now they're getting more possessions in the fourth quarter than they would have if you were still executing. You know, so there's all kind of things that it changes when you're trying to burn up, you know, the last quarter.
A lot of times you're referencing that because you feel it skews your defensive stats.
Well, not just it skews everything, not just defensive stats, offensive stats, and if as stat watchers it changes. But I don't care. You know, I'm not sitting there complaining if you're up 35, 42 points and you know whatever, and you're in the fourth quarter. You know, I'll take it every time. Do your best to manage the game, and there are sportsmanship issues that I just at a certain point that you know you got to try and get out of the game, and it's the way it goes.
So it's not okay, say, to put Joey Halsey in there and just let him run the same offense. You don't feel comfortable doing that?
Well, not if you're flinging it downfield. You know, yeah, occasionally we'll throw it on third down, trying to pick up the first down just to keep the chains moving, but. You know, I don't know. Maybe it is. You know, but again, it's.
Is that a fair way to clear Joey in case something happens to Sam?
Yeah, probably not. But what do? You know.
Will your mindset be a little different against Tech? Because even if you're up 42-10, the lead's not necessarily safe.
I mean, no question. It's always tough with those guys and how fast they can score, and also I understand what you're saying for sure.
Is there any concern with an off week before such a highly publicized, such a big game about guys pacing themselves, you know, emotionally?
No, because once we get into game week next week, everything's on track, and we've done it for 10 other games, so I don't feel that ought to be an issue now.
Last week, John Gruden with the Bucks gave his team the whole week off. They had a bye. He just said, "Get out of here. I don't want to see you." Have you ever done that? Did you ever think about doing it?
No, I haven't, but you know, I'd like to be dealing with a whole group of pros that are 28 years old and 29 years old that know how to play already and know how to cover kicks. It'd be a lot easier. So I just feel there's still so much developing going on with 3/4 of our team. Maybe some of the seniors they're still developing too, but you know what I mean. You know, sometimes I think again you're dealing with grown men who have been playing the game for a long time that are pretty well developed already. You know, we've still got a lot more developing to go.